quickly. And for the next hour, we will be continuing our ongoing course looking at idioms. Today, we're going to focus on idioms which are related to memory and talking about memories and talking about our strength of memory, all related to memory. As usual, students will take turns doing some different exercises, fill in the blank, possibly mix and match. And as we continue through the exercises, we'll be discussing the idioms in detail, looking at the situational use of the idioms, brainstorming together, please. I need all the help I can get trying to brainstorm other related idioms which might be used for the same or a similar purpose. And I'm always interested when students would like to share an idiom used in a similar way from their own native language. That's always interesting for me. So, okay, idioms related to memory. Plenty of room in the class, so come on in and join me. Hello, Senia. How are you?
Hello, I'm fine, thank you. And you?
Oh, pretty good, I guess. How are things? Things are doing okay. Senia, we're going to be talking about memory today. Do you consider yourself to have a good memory?
I have a good memory for a few days, and after a week or month, I completely forgot everything I've learned.
Okay. Well, what is that? That's not short-term memory. Usually we talk about memory, a couple normal collocations, short-term memory and long-term memory. What is that, Senia? That's like medium-term memory. Yeah.
I think something like short.
Okay. All right. Yeah. All right. When we discuss memory, usually people divide it into short-term memory and long-term memory. But short-term memory is like remembering a phone number and an address somebody just gave you. Yeah. Yeah, long-term, obviously. Long for years and years. Yeah. I'm the opposite. Well, I don't know. I have an excellent long-term memory. I can remember all my teachers' names in elementary school. But I can't remember somebody. If I meet a stranger and shake hands with them and they tell me their name, I forgot their name like 30 seconds later. I'm really terrible. I have like no short-term memory at all. It's really awful. Okay, we are going to start out the lesson by warming up with some literal meanings of some keywords which will be used in our idioms a little bit later in the lesson. So here we go. I'm going to do a screen share. We're going to do some basic fill-in-the-blank exercises using these words in bold italics here. Well, I guess you can start. And by the way, where is everybody today? Come on in. Join the class. Come on in anytime. All right, Senia. Just me and you for now. Number one.
Okay. The end of your tongue is called the tip.
Tip. Yeah. The tip of your tongue. That is absolutely correct. Okay, the tip is the end. The tip of your pencil, obviously the sharp point. The tip of an arrow, the sharp point at the end. So, yeah. Okay. All right. Next one.
If a piece of paper is blank, there is nothing on it.
Very good. Fill in the blank. Okay. Interestingly, there's another word up on the board here for a piece of paper. Do you know what that is? Which word I'm thinking of? A word which means...
Piece of paper?
Yeah. Instead of a piece, we can say a blank of paper. or sometimes it's used without.
No,
No,
I don't know.
it would be a slip of paper. For example, in school, you might have to have your parents sign a permission slip. All right, this is a piece of paper with, all right, okay, the parents sign it. That gives permission for their child to do something, an activity or something. Okay. A slip of paper fell to the floor.
So slip and blank is almost the same.
No. No, it would not. If a piece of paper is slip, that doesn't make any sense. You are correct with blank. Rather than, actually, I was talking about, I just noting that there's, instead of piece of paper, it would, if we got rid of piece, we could put slip there. A slip of paper is blank. There's nothing on it. It would mean the same exact thing. A slip is one singular piece of paper.
Okay.
Okay. Number 3.
If a room has very little light, it is dim.
Sure. Yeah. Okay. Dim, not so dark is dark, but not very light either. It's dim. All right. If you have the kind of lights that you can adjust and make them brighter or dimmer, that actual switch, that the dial that you turn, is actually called a dimmer. All right. Number 4.
If you someone's arm when you're holding a drink, they will probably spill it. If you sleep?
No. This verb is one that I'm sure you associate, you know the meaning of very clearly in a different way.
Jog?
That's right.
Yes, jog. Like hunch.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Jog is to bump, usually bump, nudge, maybe would be a close word. To nudge someone, okay, I'm kind of poke you a little bit with my elbow, not to hurt you, but just so you feel me. If I nudge you, hey, look over there, look at that guy. I'm just trying to get your attention, I'm not attacking you. If I jog your arm, I probably not so that it would hurt you, but I actually bump your arm a little bit. That's it. You jog someone's arm. Okay, we have been joined by V. Hi, V.
Hi, Oakley. Nice to see you again.
Likewise. Welcome to the class. Okay, we're doing a basic kind of a warm-up exercise here with some literal meanings of what will be keywords in our idioms a little later. Can you jump in and try number 5?
Yeah. We use a blank in the kitchen to separate solids from liquids and small pieces from big pieces. I guess maybe sieve or slip.
Gotta be one or the other. That's right.
Sieve.
It's a sieve. A sieve. When you cook noodles, all right, you dump the pot into a sieve, and the water falls through the holes. A sieve is made of wire, usually. All right.
We pronounce long E or short E, sieve or sieve.
Sieve. It's pronounced like a short I, sieve.
Sieve. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I know. It looks like the leave. It looks like an E sound, but this is a tricky one, right? Yes. If I didn't know, I would think it was a long sound, but no, it's a short sound. It's tricky.
Because E and I and E together.
Yeah.
I and E together.
Right. But it's one of those weird exceptions. Okay, a sieve is normally made out of wire, sometimes called a strainer. Okay, a strainer is just generally smaller, maybe one with a handle. A sieve might be bigger. And then there's a colander, which is the one kind of made out of metal. It's like a metal bowl with holes poked in it. You might clean vegetables in a colander, for example. Oh, okay. Last one here, number 6. Senior, you try that one.
If you sleep somewhere, you go quickly and you hope that no one sees you.
Okay. Slip has a lot of meanings. We've already looked at one noun meaning. All right. If you slip somewhere, okay, you slip into a room. You slip into the party. Okay. This definition, you go quickly and quietly. All right. Trying to not be seen. You slip out of the room.
It's not like sneak. Sorry. It's not like sneak to sneak.
Like sneak?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, quite similar, actually. Yeah, that's true. What's the difference? If I'm trying to sneak out of my house late at night, then I don't want anybody. The idea is nobody has seen me, and I don't want anybody to see me. Slip has the idea that people will see you. If you slip out of a party, they have already seen you, but you just don't want anybody to see you leave. Or you slip into, you don't want anybody to know. They're going to see you. You slip into a meeting, for example. They're going to see you. They're going to talk to you, but you don't want anybody to see your entrance or exit. For example, you slip into a meeting because you don't want the boss to know you are late. You want him to see you in the meeting, but you don't want him to see your entrance or exit. That's the idea. So it's a little different than sneak. Sneak, you don't want to be seen at all in any part of it. Okay. Senia, what is the other meaning of the verb slip?
A small piece of paper?
No, yeah, I'm sorry. The other verb meaning.
Escape?
Yeah. Well, maybe escape, but a different meaning. If you slip on the ice.
It's like you... Oh my god. I don't know. It's slow moving when your one foot or both foot just couldn't stay on the ice longer and you just fell. I don't know how to say.
Well, how about slide?
Slide. Mm-hmm.
Slide or glide, as a matter of fact. You slide or glide on the surface of the ice. If you slip, that means you're sliding and you lose your balance. The sliding causes you to lose your balance. You slip on the ice, you slip on a banana peel. The classic. Okay, do you know any other meanings of slip as a noun?
You asked me?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
No, just we discussed later.
Yes. Earlier. Yes.
Yes, earlier. Mm-hmm.
That's one. Slip is an interesting word because it has many meanings which are very divergent, very, very different. A slip is also a, well, let me see if Ken or V knows. Do you guys know another meaning of slip as a noun?
Like mistake. I usually hear slip your tongue.
A slip of the tongue, yeah, okay, or a slip up. All right, this is more informal. That's absolutely true. I hadn't even thought of that one. A slip of the tongue, okay. A slip up is a mistake. All right, I had actually forgotten about those. More concrete nouns, a slip also is it is a type of woman's undergarment in which they wear underneath a dress, usually. That's another meaning. A slip, it's often white. Doesn't have to be white, I suppose. But it's kind of an undergarment that women may wear. A slip is also, okay, a slip is also, I think, I believe it's a type of ship, I think, or is it wait a minute. Oh no, a slip is a parking spot for a boat. I'm sorry. Okay, basically a slip in a dock, a space that's open for a boat to park, basically is a slip as well. Another meaning. Okay, so a slip is also a young, thin child. That's an older meaning, not very common, but so slip, numerous meanings there. Okay. A slip of a girl. Okay, meaning a very thin and young girl. Okay, let's get to our idioms. Some of which use some of these keywords we just looked at, and some which do not. All right, I think Ken has stepped out for a moment. So we're going to use these idioms to fill in the blank in an exercise which is in the form of a conversation. One person speaks, and then the arrow indicates a reply. All right, let's give it a try. Okay, where are we? Okay, I guess V. Back to you.
Annabelle Giggs. I don't remember anyone in our class called that. Have a look at this photograph. Perhaps, perhaps it will jog your memory.
There you go. Perhaps it'll jog your memory. Okay, kind of, but to bump your memory to get your jog your memory, bump your memory to get your memory going. Okay.
So sorry, can I ask the pronunciation of memory is like camera. The letter O is the short sound. Memory. Like
memory.
camera. Yeah.
Yeah, the reduced sound. Memory. Camera. Yeah, you're exactly right. It is the same.
You.
That's right. All right. You jog your memory. You wouldn't say, "Oh, looking at that house jogs my memory of when I was a child." You would not say that. This idiom is used when you're trying to get somebody to remember something. All right. A police detective is trying to get a witness to remember the clothing that the person wore. I don't know. So they may try to jog your memory by saying, okay, he was wearing a hat, right? What kind of a hat? All right. Trying to help the person remember something. This is when this idiom is used. Not just to refer to something helps you remember, but you're actively trying to get somebody to remember. Or yourself. Yeah, show me that picture. Maybe it will jog my memory. Okay, Ken, are you back yet? No? All right, Senia, number 2.
I've got a job interview with an insurance company tomorrow. Good luck. I had interviews. When they start asking difficult questions, my mind just goes blank.
Yeah, perfect. Have you ever experienced this phenomena?
No, I'm pretty. I had only a few interviews in my whole life, about one, I think. Not few, one. It was with my best friend interviews, so it's okay.
Yeah. Okay, but I mean not just in the interviews. Sometimes I'm teaching a class, and occasionally I think of a point that I need to share with the class, and then my mind goes blank. I can't remember what I was just going to say, Or I'm trying to think of a vocabulary word and my mind just goes blank and I can't think of the idiom that I wanted to use. Things like that. Okay. Sometimes your mind goes blank just because it slips your mind. Okay, we'll see that in a minute. Or sometimes your mind goes blank because of duress, because of like in an interview, because you're nervous, emotional duress and distress. Okay, but sometimes your mind just goes blank. You meet someone at a party, you know you're supposed to know their name, but you can't remember their name. Oh, my mind just went blank. I forgot your name. I'm sorry. That kind of stupid thing happens to me a lot, actually. Okay, V, number 3.
Are you sure you know the way to Paris from here? I don't want us to get lost. I've done it before, but I'll have a quick look at the map to refresh my memory.
There you go. Okay, very good. Right. Pretty obvious meaning here. Refresh your memory. Okay, help you. Okay, make sure. Usually you use this when you want to make sure you remember something. Pretty good example. You might do it before you have a test, in school or something. All right, I think I know this material, but I'll just breeze through it, refresh my memory. Often this is used also. Somebody says, okay, you remember Ralph Watterson, right? The kid we went to school with. You might say in reply, I think so, but refresh my memory. Help me remember a little better. Tell me something more about him. He's the kid who ran naked through the hallway. Oh, yeah, I remember him now. Okay, something like that. Okay, looks like Ken's still out. So, Senia, back to you, number 4.
Did you remember to buy me a paper? Oh, sorry, it completely slipped my mind.
All right. You forget something. We often use this when we forget to do something that we're supposed to do, or we said we were going to do. Oh, it slipped my mind. Okay. Unintentionally, we forgot. Okay. I'm sure this has happened to you before, Senia. Yes, something slips your mind. You forget to pick up something at the store, something like that.
Sometimes,
Yeah,
I think so.
it happens to everybody. All right. V, number 5.
Yeah. You've heard of Quasimodo.
Very
Is that
good.
right? Quasimodo.
Quasimodo.
Quasimodo, haven't you? Quasimodo, yes, that name rings a bell. I don't
Very
know.
good.
Yeah.
That's it. You got it. It rings a bell. It seems like you know it. It sounds familiar, but you. Okay, another related. You might say, I can't quite place it. It's a very common statement. I can't quite place it. Yeah, the name sounds familiar, but I can't quite place it. Meaning, I can't remember exactly who this guy is. It's kind of funny in this case. Rings a bell. V, do you know who Quasimodo is?
Is that the character in Victor, the author, the character with the bump on his back?
With the bump on his back. Yeah, that's it. From
Yeah.
Phantom of the Opera. Actually, the character is used in other various movies, TV shows, what have you, stories. Yeah.
I really like the song Phantom of the Opera, but
Okay.
with the rock version because it has so many versions. But I
Yeah.
think I like
Right.
that's
Yeah.
the best.
Kind of ironic that it rings a bell. Doesn't he in one part of the of the musical, of the play? Doesn't he ring the bell? Never mind. Okay. It's silly. All right. If it rings a bell, it seems familiar, but you can't quite remember it exactly. Why does it? Often you hear English speakers say, "Why does that ring a bell?" That sounds very familiar, but I don't know why. Okay, Ken, number 6.
Don't forget, the Japanese people don't like to talk about business straight away. They'll, thanks. I'll bear it in my mind.
That's it. Okay, not in my mind, but I'll bear it in mind. Americans might be more likely to say, I'll keep it in mind. Okay, what's the meaning there? What does that mean? He'll bear it in mind, or he'll keep it in mind?
Maybe I take care of it.
Not exactly. What it means is I'll remember that.
Okay,
basically.
remember that.
Okay, I'll keep that in mind. I'll remember that. Okay, you might say I'll keep it in the back of my mind. Yes, I'll keep it in the back of my mind, which means it's something you're going to remember, but quietly remember. You're not going to tell anybody about it. You won't actively really think about it, but okay, kind of passively remembering. All right, keep it in the back of your mind. Okay, passively remember. All right, Senior, number 7.
Is your speech today for tomorrow? Is your speech ready for tomorrow's meeting? Yes, I've written it out and learned by heart and learned by heart.
Yeah, learned, what is it? Learned
And
bits of
learned
it.
bits of it by heart.
Yeah, that's it. Okay. Learn bits of it by heart. You might say, I've committed bits of it to memory. Commit to memory means the same thing. Okay, well, commit something to memory or learn it by heart. Senior, what am I saying? What am I going to do?
I just remember it.
Yeah, and it has to do with writing, so you remember word for word. Okay, if you learn a poem by heart, you know all the words. You learn a song by heart, right? Right. Word for word is the idea. Okay, V, number 8.
Can you recommend a good Chinese restaurant near the town center? Oh yes, I know a good one. Let me think. What's it called? It's opposite the town hall, but sorry, the name, the name escapes me.
Very good. Okay. And all right. Notice the reply here. Okay. Yeah, I know, government. Let me think. What's it called? Okay. The person's basically talking to themselves, trying to jog their own memory. It's opposite the town hall. Okay. This is very common when people are trying to remember something. They will actually talk to themselves and attempt to jog their own memory. The name escapes me. It's a way of just admitting or expressing the idea that you can't remember something. Whatever. Often a name, a place. So the name of the city escapes me. Okay. Frequently a name or a place. All right. Ken, number 9.
Okay, you know that actor we were talking about? It Morgan Freeman. I knew it was Morgan something. I've been blank all day. I've been racking my brains.
Yeah. Okay. So what's the idea? He's been racking his brains all day.
Maybe he want to remember Morgan Freeman's name, but he couldn't, so he thinking about this again and again.
That's exactly right. Right. He's thinking about it over and over, again and again, and trying to remember. That's it exactly. Okay, now racking my brains can mean, you're exactly right, because it can mean that you're trying to remember something, but it also can mean that just that you're thinking about something over and over again. I've tried to think of a solution to the problem, but I can't. I've been racking my brains all week, and I can't think of a solution.
How about the melody? Sometimes melody, repeatedly appear the breath. How is it?
Yeah, okay. All right. When you wake up and there's a song in your head and it won't go away. Oh, it's on the tip of my tongue. Oh, it escapes me right now. There's actually a word for that. And the thing is, it's a relatively new word. It didn't really exist when I was younger. I can't remember what that's called. Okay, now I'm racking my brains.
Okay, maybe.
I know what you mean. That phenomena where you get a song stuck in your head. There's a couple of words for it. There's a more technical, formal word, and then there's a slang, and I can't remember either one.
Okay, yeah, next time.
Yeah. Maybe I'll think of it before class is over. I don't know. Or if anybody else knows it, please share. Okay, before we move on, a little note here. If you rack your brains, right, you make a great effort to remember something or think of something. A rack is an old torture device. Okay. All right. What? What? One of the meanings is to torture someone by stretching them on a machine on a rack. Another old meaning is to exhaust something. Well, I wouldn't pay much attention to that. I've never heard anybody use that, but okay. You rack your brains, you're torturing your brains. Strangely, is where that comes from. All right. Talking about more memory-related idioms. Okay, same deal, but different idioms and expressions. All right, let's try this batch. All right, Sina, number 1.
Jane's amazing. She can remember things that happened years ago. I wish I could say the same. I've got memory like a sieve.
Yeah, all right, everything falls through. Okay. All right, that's pretty obvious. All right, a sieve is used to strain spaghetti or pasta or noodles or something. Right, all the water goes through. It doesn't hold anything. So if you've got a memory like a sieve, it's not too good. V, number 2.
Why aren't you listening? Is anything the matter? Sorry, but on the tip of my tongue. I know I have to ring Jack before 1.
That's not it.
Not it.
Okay, all right. The situation is she's distracted because she's got something on her mind. Well, got something
in
on her mind.
living memory.
No.
At the back of my mind.
Yeah, there you go. I kind of mentioned this earlier, like passively remembering something. You keep keeping it in mind. Okay, I'm trying to keep in mind that I have to ring Jack before 2. Would also be another way to say this. And all right, at the back of my mind. Okay, the idea being that it's not, you're kind of trying to remember it, but not every second. You're not focused on it. Is the idea.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
the word aren't, so we pronounce like aren't. Aren't
Which
you?
word?
Why aren't you? Are not the
Oh, all
conception
right.
of
Oh, here. Why aren't you listening? Why aren't
aren't.
you know what? That's where you run into the reduced sound when you have a T followed by a Y, and usually it's T and the actual pronoun you. It actually sounds like a CH, like chocolate. Why aren't you listening?
Why aren't you listening?
Yep.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you.
Don't you know how to say that? Can't you
Uh-huh.
go? Can't you go? Can't you go? Like
Thank
that.
you.
This is a very common phenomenon.
Thank you.
Sure. You ready? Ken, number 3.
If I want to remember anything, I have to write it down. Me too. But my boss is incredible. He's got a memory like a sieve.
No, a memory like a sieve would means you can't remember anything. Everything falls right through.
Got a memory for faces.
For faces? No, that means you remember.
Yeah, people's face very
Yeah,
well.
yeah, specifically. Yeah, right.
Mm,
Exactly. Okay,
Photographic memory.
there you go. Very strong memory. You remember everything in exact detail,
Mhm.
like a photograph. Does it really exist? Do people really have photographic memories?
You know, some people who have some different brain can remember exactly the detail and they can write it down.
Okay. Have you ever heard those stories about people who can like read a book? I don't know, and like say page 156, and they can just
Mm,
verbatim
right.
tell you exactly what the book said. Is that
Yeah,
real?
not.
Have you ever seen it? I've never seen it. I've seen it in the movies plenty of times, but in
uh,
real,
Autism kids, or they have such
yeah.
kind of. Yeah.
Right. Okay, maybe. All right. Okay. Yes, I myself have never witnessed such a thing in real life. I really don't know if I believe that. But it can be used idiomatically, in an exaggerated fashion. Perhaps she's not really doesn't really mean her boss has an actual photographic memory. He's like a spy or something. Perhaps she's just exaggerating. Senior number 4.
Who that actor who played the policeman in Seventh Heaven? Or yes, Bruce, someone, Bruce. Oh wait, it's uh, it's on the tip of my tongue.
Yeah. Okay. This is the idiom used to express the phenomena when you almost remember, but can't quite remember. Sometimes even you remember. Okay, it starts with a C. When it starts with a CH, it's on the tip of my tongue. Can't quite pin it down in your brain. Yeah, it's on the tip of your tongue. Uh, okay, and the use here telling somebody to wait. Oh, just a second. Wait, wait. Okay, this is very common to use this idiom. Alrighty. Moving on. V. Try number 5.
Yeah. Oh, do you remember that time we almost had a crash in the Alps? Yes. Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Um, as if it was yesterday.
As
As if
if it
it,
was. As if it. As if it was yesterday. It was yesterday.
as if it was yesterday.
Okay. This is actually a little strange. I have usually heard this in the subjunctive form because it's not yesterday. It's unreal. So when you talk about unreal things in a subjunctive mood, using the subjunctive mood, we sometimes use backshift. So this idiom, I have always heard it as if it were yesterday instead of as if it was yesterday. doing a little back shift. What the difference is, I'm using subjunctive mood, as if it were yesterday, because it wasn't yesterday. Okay, so what is he trying to say, V, when he says as if it were yesterday? Is he have a strong memory, a bad memory?
Yeah, she has a strong memory.
That's it. Exactly. I remember it very clearly. Exactly, as if it were yesterday. I can't help myself. I say "were" every time. Okay. Ken, number 6.
Yeah. Look, John, I'm really sorry about what I said to you last week. You've already apologized. It's all right. I've forgotten about it. It's blank. Let's just forget it happened, okay?
Okay.
It's a memory like a seed.
No.
Oh my God.
You're fixated on that. That was in the first one.
At the back of my mind,
No. Okay.
as if it was yesterday.
No. What's the idea here? All right. You've already apologized. Forget it. Let's move on. Okay. Forget about it. It is...
Tip of my tongue.
No, it's not important anymore. It's... The idea being it's not important anymore. It's not relevant anymore. It's not relevant.
In living memory?
No.
Yeah.
It's ancient history. It's not important anymore. Just like it's really not important anymore to my life, which ancient pharaoh constructed which pyramid. It really doesn't have an effect on my life anymore. It's ancient history. Forget about it. Okay. So we use this expression, it's ancient history, to express the idea that this is not important. It's not relevant. It's ancient history, dude. Forget it. It is no longer relevant. Okay. So actually, finally, we're looking at an idiom that it basically expresses the idea of forget it, instead of how easy or difficult it is to remember. You say this to advise somebody to forget it. Okay. Senior, number 7.
It's terrible, but I can never remember people's name. No, can I? But I've got a good face memory. But I've good memory for faces.
Yeah, there it is. A good memory for faces. How about you? Do you remember faces or names? Usually. Or
I don't remember names at all. I know names of my husband, my parents, and a few of my friends, and I forgot other names immediately.
Yeah. Yeah, me too. It's, you know what I hate? I hate when you have to introduce people to each other, and you know that you're supposed to know their names, but you can't remember.
Yes, you know
God,
them
I hate
about a few years, and
Yeah.
it's shame. You don't know their names.
It's embarrassing. Yeah, it's very embarrassing. Yeah, I hate that situation. Yeah. Ken, what?
Yeah. Also, memory the face. Remember the face, but I cannot remember the name. Their name. Embarrassment happened to me as well. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm not the only one. Glad to hear it. Thank you for sharing, everyone. Making me feel a little better. Yeah, I hate that situation. Okay, V, number 8.
So what kind of weather do you have in Australia? Terrible. It was the coldest winter in living memory.
Okay, so what's the idea here?
I think that feeling is so strong to be forgotten.
Well, not exactly. The idea is that anyone can remember. It was the coldest winter anyone can remember.
Oh.
In living memory refers to in anybody's memory, even the old people that live in the neighborhood. They can't remember a cold or winter. Okay, it is used in conjunction with some kind of superlative. The coldest. Okay. All right. The whatever est in living memory. That whatever est anyone can remember. Okay. Review time. Look. Okay. Thinking about we've looked at a lot of idioms today. All right. Let's see how many of these you can remember. You're going to add a single noun. All right. Ken, number 1.
Okay, I'll bear it in my mind. In mind.
Yeah. No, not mine. I'll bear it in mind. Okay. What's the idea? I'll bear it in mind.
I'll stick to it. So.
Yeah, I'll remember it. I'll keep it. I'll keep it in mind is the other way we say it. Okay. I'll try to remember that. Might be another way to say the same thing. All right. Sinyan, number 2.
Let me refresh my memory.
Yeah. Okay. And how would you refresh my memory? How would you refresh your memory?
When someone gives me a little hint.
Okay. That's it. All right. V, number 3.
Learn things by heart.
Okay. Did you ever have to learn things by heart in school? Like
Yeah.
poems,
Yeah.
poetry?
My nightmare.
A nightmare?
My nightmare in living memory.
Okay. Okay. Again, in living memory, you would probably use a superlative. The scariest thing in living memory, something like that. Okay. All right, Ken, number 4.
The name rings a bell.
Okay. This one commonly used for names, usually names of whatever, people or places or companies or products, whatever. Okay, the idea being?
Remember the name.
Yeah.
I know a song called Ring a Bell. You can ring my bell. So remember the name.
Okay. I don't think it has quite the same meaning there.
Okay.
Not exactly. Okay, that's an old disco song. I know that song. I think that song is about sexual innuendo, Ken. So different meaning. All right. So be careful there, Ken. All right. I think she's talking. Okay. Ring your bell. Okay. And that's. Ken brings up an old disco song. A girl sings this song. You can ring my bell. I think we're talking sex here, Ken. Also, however, if you're talking men, oh, he rang his bell. He got his bell rung. He got hit hard in the head, punched hard in the head. Not to be unconscious, but hit so hard in the head that he couldn't remember what his name was, who the president was, what day of the week it is. Okay, you get your bell rung. You get the sense knocked out of you. Different meaning. Okay, so you be careful with this idiom. Something rings a bell. It rings a bell, usually a name. You can remember it, but you can't remember any specifics about it. It seems familiar, and that's about it. I've heard it before. I know I've heard it before. Okay. So the whole ringing the bell thing has different idiomatic connotations. Definitely. Okay, ring the bell. Okay, it can also have the meaning of like boxing or fighting matches. You ring the bell. Saved by the bell. Have you heard that expression? If you're Ken, do you know that expression? Saved by the bell. Yeah.
Maybe before the knockout, bell rang, so
Yeah.
that kind of situation.
Saved by the Bell. Okay, right. Before you were knocked out, the bell rings and the time is over. Okay, so Saved by the Bell, something interrupting action happens and saves you, probably from embarrassment, possibly from disaster. Could be. Yeah, lots of bell ringing idioms, to tell you the truth. Okay, anyway, moving on. Senior, number 5.
It completely slipped my mind.
Meaning?
Yeah, I just forgot it.
Yeah, that's it. Usually we use this idiom to talk about relatively unimportant things, not hugely important things. Oh, I forgot to pay the ransom for my kidnapped child. It slipped my mind. Obviously, this is not something that's going to slip your mind. You might forget to pick up milk on the way home from work. That could slip your mind. V, number 6.
It might jog your memory.
Okay. So, what does that mean? It might jog my memory.
You want someone to remember about something, so
Yeah.
you give them some pictures or something
Okay.
to have them remind us. So,
All right. Okay. Very good. Yeah, a good example. All right. It might stimulate your memory. Might be another way to say this directly. Okay, Ken, number 7.
I've got a memory like what?
It's your favorite today's. You should remember it.
Like,
Oh my goodness. Ken, do you have a memory like
memory too.
starts with an S?
Yes? Okay, like a sieve.
Sieve.
It's like me. Okay.
Yeah, like you apparently. Yes. Okay. That is very funny and ironic. Okay, sieve. The spelling really, I know I hate English sometimes. Okay, I know it looks like sieve. It definitely does. I would agree, but it's pronounced sieve. Sieve, as if it were just an I. Actually, even that would be sieve. It's a weird thing, but trust me, it's a short I. Sieve. Okay, and you've already explained it by your own behavior. Great. Good job, Ken. Okay, Senior, number 8.
I've been racking my brains.
Okay, really? What have you been doing? Racking your brain.
Just now I tried to remember the previous idioms
Yeah.
and fill the blank.
Okay. Racking your brains to remember. Sure. Okay. All right. You've been torturing your brain trying to remember. Okay. Very good. Number 9.
yeah, it's on the tip of my tongue.
It's on the tip of my tongue. I have occasionally heard people say, I guess they're mixing their metaphors or mixing their idioms. I've heard people say it's on the tip of my mind, but that's really not right. And I mean, I've heard native speakers say that sometimes, but I don't know.
But do we have? I've got pins and needles on my tongue. Have you ever pins and needles on my tongue?
Pins and needles on your tongue? That sounds painful.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know that one.
Song, so I'm not sure if that's an idiom or just the song's lyrics.
I don't know. If somebody is on pins and needles, it means they're very nervous. Oh, he's waiting for the court verdict. He's on pins and needles. He's very nervous. He can't sit still, and he can't be comfortable. He's so nervous, apprehensive. about something in the future. Waiting to hear some kind of news, usually. All right. Pins and needles is also used in another way. If you sit wrong, you know, and your foot falls asleep, you know what I mean? V, if your foot falls asleep, yeah, okay. When your foot wakes up, in other words, really regains circulation in your foot, it has that weird feeling. You can feel the nerves. That's called pins and needles. It feels like somebody stabbing your foot with a needle or something. Or like halfway like that, halfway like an electric shock.
Yeah. So we say my legs are on pins and needles.
Oh, I feel pins and needles, like that. Oh,
Okay.
or we just use it as an exclamation. Oh, my foot fell asleep. Oh, crap! Pins and needles, pins and needles. like that. We might say it like that. Okay, Ken, last one here.
As if it was yesterday.
Okay. I remember it as if it was yesterday. All right. What's the meaning there?
Maybe I remember it clearly, like
Very good.
yesterday.
Very good. Very clearly. Okay, excellent. Ken, how's your memory?
Bad. Bad. I forget.
You have
So
a memory like a
remember
sieve.
memory the phrasal verbs is the kind of most difficult thing for me learning English. Yeah.
A memory like a sieve. Okay. All right. Well, I started the conversation with Senia about her memory. V, how is your memory?
Yeah, at work I think my memory is really good because I can remember every detail, but at home I easily forget anything I plan to do 5 minutes before. So it's
Oh my goodness.
terrible. Yeah, just
Okay.
5 minutes before, then I forget what
Well,
I want to do.
at least you have a good memory at work.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. We're just about out of time, so thank you very much, guys. Thanks for your help and participation. You guys have a great day. I've got to get off to another class, so take care. Bye for now.
Thank
See
you.
you soon.
Bye.
Bye.